Oh wow.
Welcome
This
in,
is
man.
big. How big is this place?
It's about 123, 125 square meters.
I'm curious, what were the main reasons behind you leaving America?
There are a lot of reasons. I got tired of living in a state of constant low-level stress, low-level anxiety. I just got tired of living for other people, wanted to start living for myself. All of the things that you had to deal with back home, you're gonna have to deal with in your new environment too. It really requires a lot of mental fortitude.
What is your cost of living in Thailand compared to America?
I probably spend as much money here, even though I'm spending comparable amounts each month. Quality of life in general is much, much higher.
So how much do you spend on rent? Good afternoon, guys, from Pattaya, Thailand. We're not in Bangkok today, but we're doing a condo tour, and this one is right next to the beach. Some of you guys have requested different types of condos, whether it's in Bangkok, outside of Bangkok, near the beach or not. So for this one, we're doing a beautiful beachside condo, and it's in an area just north of Jomtien, which is just south of Pattaya Beach. So it's a little bit quiet. We've also got some things around the place which we can show you in the video. But let's go meet who's living here. How you doing?
Good, man. How's it going?
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Welcome back on the channel.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and welcome to Pattaya.
So, could you just give a little bit of an introduction, like from the last video to now, and introduce who you are?
Yeah, so my name's Chris Heydrich. I'm originally from the US. I've been living in Thailand almost a year and a half now. The first year was in Bangkok, in the Phuket area. Sam was so nice to come and check it out. And recently relocated to Pattaya. I think there's a lot more value for the money here. It's also close to the beach, better air quality. The nightlife is comparable to Bangkok, so it's a lot of fun. This place is great.
We did a condo tour in Bangkok around a year ago.
Yep.
And hello. He's like, I don't know, the guy's singing on the bike. Yeah, so you were living in Bangkok for about a year.
Yeah.
What were the reasons behind leaving that condo in Bangkok and moving to Pattaya?
Honestly, I think the biggest driver of that was the air quality in Bangkok. Like, Bangkok's an amazing city, but I found out that I think I'm really sensitive to the air quality.
In terms of like sneezing and
like
sinus issues?
Yeah, like a 3-month-long sinus respiratory infection. It was terrible. And the only thing I could attribute it to was, walking outside, being in all the exhaust, the burning coming down. So I just wanted to give another place in Thailand a shot. And I'd been here a couple times on like vacation, right? I don't know if you really take vacations inside of Thailand, but it was awesome. Had a great time every time we came here. So came down, looked at a couple properties, and once you guys see it, like you'll understand. There's just nothing that compares to a condo like this. You just can't get it in Bangkok. So.
And the condo you lived at was called?
Noble Phuket.
Noble Phuket. So that was more of a luxury condo next to BTS Phuket.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's very much kind of a high-end luxury. I think a lot of people from the last video had a lot of things to say about the prices.
I think that video went viral. I think it's on like nearly 200K. And the comment which appeared the most was, Chris, you're overpaying. You paid how much for that video, for the condo?
That one was a 2-bed, 2-bath, about 125 square meters, and it was 105,000 baht a month, which is about, right now with the exchange rate, about 3,200, 3,300. I think at the time it was a little bit better, but it got more expensive as the year went on.
Thanks, Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is called the Sands Condominium, right? And how about the area? Could you tell me a little bit about that? Yeah,
so this is just north of Jomtien Beach. We're probably about 5 or 10 minutes south of Pattaya Beach and Walking Street and all of that stuff.
What's that?
We'll talk about that later.
But if you know, you know.
but I think this area is technically called Pratamnak Hills.
Right.
But it's a really nice area. As you guys will see in a little bit, we're literally across the street from the beach. A ton of restaurants and bars. It's very quiet, especially at night. One of the things about Bangkok is there's always an event going on, there's always a party going on, and even being on the 49th floor in Noble, you still hear music at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But here it's totally peaceful, very serene. At night you can open the balcony door, look at the water, and you can hear the waves. It's a very, very big difference. from that place in Bangkok, for
And
sure.
no regrets about leaving Bangkok for Pattaya?
There are a couple of restaurants that I miss that just don't exist here, but otherwise, no.
Yeah.
None.
All right, should we have a look around there?
Yeah, let's go, man.
So, for those that haven't watched the previous episode, could you tell a little bit about yourself? Like, what do you do for work? What visa are you on?
Yeah, so I'm on the DTV. I've got about 3.5 years left on that. I am a lawyer in the U.S. I have an M&A practice. Essentially, I help private equity funds buy and sell companies. I also have a company called Digital Lifestyle, where we're building out one-stop shop platform for people who want this digital nomad lifestyle. One of the things I realized when I was trying to come to Thailand is that there's a lot of anecdotal resources, a lot of anecdotal evidence. One person documenting their own journey doesn't necessarily apply to everyone else, right?
Yeah.
And so I wanted to create a platform that makes this type of lifestyle accessible to everyone.
And how's that going so far?
I put a lot of money into it, and we actually have a production lined up with I don't think I can say the name of the company just yet, but household name, and they want to get in and film essentially a reality type series following digital nomads around and seeing what a real day-to-day is like for a digital nomad, whether they're living in Thailand or Central South America, Europe, or if you're just traveling around inside your own country.
Oh, exciting.
So yeah,
Big moves.
Yeah, some pretty cool stuff coming up in the next 6 to maybe 9 months.
All right, I'll look out for that then.
Yeah.
So where are we right now?
So this is the lobby. It's really kind of interesting because the first maybe like 14 floors are open. And as you can see, there are just a ton of units. I think all of these are probably either studio apartments or one bedrooms here. But yeah, we have the elevator bank here in the back.
It's pretty quiet or busy in this condo?
There's a lot of people movement in and out, but it's actually relatively quiet because it's mostly old people.
Okay, well there is a lot of old people in Pattaya.
Yeah, mostly retirees, I think, in this building. I haven't seen, I'm not that young, but I haven't seen anyone younger than myself living here. So
pretty much all foreigners living here?
Yeah, from what I've seen. You know, obviously there's the foreign ownership quota that has already been hit for this building. So I assume the remainder is either through company ownership or through Thai ownership that are rented, you know, to foreigners. But the building is very quiet. Everybody's been very respectful. None of the crazy Pattaya chaos that you see on Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah.
And it's been a great place so far. I've been here about a month and a half.
And you told me earlier that you lived in, was it Texas and Florida?
Yeah.
So how does Pattaya compare to, say, a place like Miami?
Oh my God. So Miami is probably 10 to 15 times more expensive than here.
Wow.
To give you an example, I had a 1-bedroom condo with a very similar view as what we'll see later, but I was paying about $3,100 a month for that condo, and that was 10 years ago. The same place now rents for almost $7,000 a month.
No way.
You can't walk outside in Miami without spending $100.
Yeah.
Here I can go get a fresh fruit smoothie and a meal for less than $5. So it just really doesn't compare. There's a ton of natural beauty in Miami, South Florida in general. Pattaya also has that for a fraction of the price.
So the last video we did, I think you were living here for a couple months.
Yeah.
Now you've been living here for a year and a half.
Yeah.
What have you noticed in that time? Has anything changed in terms of your perspective or any challenges that have appeared?
I think the biggest thing that changed in terms of my perspective was really me questioning myself, like why I didn't do this sooner. I definitely think the biggest challenge of living here as a foreigner is the language. I think in Pattaya and in Bangkok as well, you can get away with English, or rather you can get away with not speaking Thai. But I think in order to really have the full, authentic experience, you really need to learn Thai.
How's your Thai?
It's okay. I've been taking classes for about a year and a half.
Okay, quite a long time.
Shout out to Krugerissa. She's awesome.
So how many hours a week did you study?
I was doing 2 hours a week classes for probably about 7 or 8 months,
Wow.
and then I swapped to an hour a week
Could
as I
you-
got a little busier.
Introduce yourself in Thai.
ได้ครับ
Put you on the spot.
ผมชื่อคริสนะครับมาจากอเมริกาแต่ว่าอยู่ที่พัทยา what else you want me to say, man?
Just anything. I mean, your accent is on point. Yeah.
It's, listening, I think, is one of the biggest skills, not just in a foreign language, but in your native language too. And the more you listen and try to imitate, the better you can.
How many languages you speak?
Thai is the 5th one if you include English. Yeah.
Definitely very talented.
Yeah. Started off with Spanish in high school. University, I picked up Russian and Mandarin Chinese. And then started Thai after I made the decision to move here. But before I actually moved here, I started taking online classes.
Smart.
And I kept them up. I haven't had any in probably about the last month. She probably misses me.
Yeah. But your Thai is at a pretty good level now.
It's okay. It's enough to get by. I think the biggest thing that it opens up is the warmth and the smiles, because they don't care that you speak perfect Thai,
Yes.
right? No one expects
Right.
someone who looks like me to speak flawless Thai. However, even just the smallest, like, hello, how are you? Like, can I please get one of these or one of this? Totally changes the dynamic of almost every encounter.
Completely agree.
So I think that even though it's the most challenging aspect of living here, because Thai is very difficult, I think that is really also the most rewarding aspect.
Yeah, for sure.
About being
Unlocks a lot of new opportunities.
Exactly.
Yeah. So where are we right now then?
So we are going to the room that I never use, which is the gym. Hey now.
Let's have a look there. Okay. Quite small.
Yeah.
But nice and cool.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to do some cardio or some free weights, like, there's a little bit in here. If you don't want to trek to one of the other gyms around here, but I mean, the AC works really well.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's not the newest, but I guess you've got what you need,
Yeah.
which is what's important. I mean, do you also have gyms in the area?
Yeah, there are. There's actually one right here just behind kind of this block area called Muscle Factory, I think. It's a really popular gym, especially with like fitness influencers.
Yeah, they have one in Bangkok,
Yeah.
which is pretty big.
That one's really popular, and it's just right here behind the condo. And then there's another one on Soi 5. It's a little bit of a walk, but it's a little smaller. The biggest thing with that one is it's totally open air.
Oh, that's not my kind
yeah,
of gym. No, I don't like that. I need AC.
Yeah, I got sweaty walking around when we were doing these intro shots. So this room is actually underneath the pool. In here we have a ping pong table.
Ping pong shows?
Not here.
10 minutes away.
Back here we have a little changing room, shower, and then the sauna.
Oh, you got a sauna. Is anyone in there? Let's see.
I don't think so.
No, it's empty.
Ooh, it's hot.
That is hot. The camera's starting to steam up.
Actually, pretty good size in there.
I'm a big fan of saunas. I know a lot of people say, oh, Thailand is too hot, you don't need it, but there's a lot of benefits to a sauna.
Yeah, and a sauna is a very different experience from walking on the sidewalk when it's 40 degrees outside.
True. Because you're not prepared for that, but in a sauna, like, you're ready to go. It's good for stress, muscle recovery, inflammation, everything.
There's a lot of mental preparation that goes into walking on the sidewalk outside here in Thailand that you don't have to do for that.
That's a lot harder. So where are we heading to now?
So this is walking up to the pool area.
Oh, nice. Very tropical.
Yeah.
And blue. And look at this. You've got a gorgeous ocean view.
And at night, they have lights in the pool, so you can still come swim at night as well. It's really, really nice. The sunset happens directly behind Golan right there.
Yeah, so that little island there is probably the most popular getaway island from Pattaya, which is Kolan. It's quite cheap.
But this is really nice. I mean, this is probably about as busy as it gets.
Yeah.
I've never seen much more than this many people here. And the views are just amazing. When you're in the pool, all you can see is water in the pool and look out and there's more water.
I am curious, what were the main reasons behind you leaving America for Thailand?
There are a lot of reasons. I think the biggest reason is that I was just done with the corporate grind. I don't want to make this into a sob story, but my dad got killed when he was 53, and he was one that had the mentality, you know, work hard for 30 years somewhere, then you retire, then you enjoy your retirement. And he had basically just retired, maybe 6 or 9 months, and then got killed, and didn't get to enjoy any of that. So it really affected the way I think about life a lot. I was 23, 24 when that happened. And so tomorrow's never promised. And I got tired of living in a state of like constant low-level stress, low-level anxiety, you know, despite having, you know, a great job, good resources, like a good support network. I just got tired of living for other people and wanted to start living for myself. That was the single biggest influence in changing the way that I think about life, because I had done a lot of traveling before and knew that there was a lot more in the world to explore, but I had only sort of dreamed about actually living abroad until that happened. And then for about the next 10 years after that, I really kind of tried to position myself to make that move at some point, because I knew in my mind that's where I wanted to end up. So, and made it happen.
There we go. Look at this life you got now.
It's not too bad. I can't complain too much.
Oh wow.
Welcome
This
in,
is
man.
big. How big is this place?
So this unit is 2-bed, 2-bath. It's about 123, 125 square meters. The first bedroom is right here off the entrance. Pretty decent size.
Yeah, so this is your guest bedroom.
Yeah.
Interesting picture.
Look
at that.
You know, I wanted to replace it, but the more I look at it, the more it grows on me. And I just don't know where I would put it to store it. So
Yes.
on the wall it stays.
It's quite big.
First full bathroom here just off that bedroom.
Nice, I like the design. So it's 2 bathrooms.
Yeah. Yeah, this unit is 2 bathrooms. And then,
You got a keyboard.
yeah.
Awesome.
I gave the one that I had in America away to a friend of mine before I moved, because what was I going to do with it? And after almost a year of being here, this was my Christmas present to myself.
Awesome.
I got tired of not being able to play.
So my first reaction about this place is it's very spacious. Like it's quite open plan, I guess, but like look at this. You've got. Is this bigger than the last condo?
It's about the same size. I think the one in Noble is also 123, 125 square meters.
Yeah.
But the layout makes a big difference. The other one had sort of a self-contained kitchen area with not a lot of counter space. The living room was very nice, a big built-in, but it did not have this. So
Let's have a look at the view. Now this, I guess, is the reason why you chose this place, right?
yeah, that's exactly right.
That's absolutely incredible. And it's everywhere you look, you just see ocean. Look at this. There's Koh Lan Island.
And we're on the top floor here, so you don't have to worry about any neighbors
Yeah.
upstairs, which is also just amazing.
It's spacious. I think this is probably the biggest balcony I've seen on any of these condo tours. You've got seating area here, your hammock, you've got 2 chairs. Look at that. So just for context, that's how close we are to the beach. Probably what, 2 minutes? There's the pool.
Yeah. I mean, from where we walked in and started the video, you're less than 2-minute walk out to the beach right there. And
It's quite an inspiring view.
it's so quiet here, especially at night, that you can actually hear the waves.
Wow.
Which is kind of mind-blowing considering
Even
the
this
chaos.
high up.
Yeah, considering the chaos of Bangkok and how much noise there was all the time.
And you got a pretty big kitchen area too. I like this.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, like a kitchen island.
Can have a quick lunch or coffee in the morning.
And big fridge too. Is that an oven?
Yeah, so this has basically everything you would want in a kitchen setup. I mean, the full-size fridge, it's got an oven, a microwave, stovetop, dishwasher.
It's got everything. Rice cooker?
Yeah. That's very important.
Yeah, much needed in Thailand. Look at that. Awesome. A lot of space too. In the kitchen especially.
Yeah, the kitchen space is very good. This unit in general, I think, lacks storage space, especially in the bedrooms, but the kitchen space is fantastic. And then this is the most important part.
Yeah. Washer and dryer.
Washer and dryer.
There
and
we
this
go.
is not just one of the, I'm going to tumble the clothes a little bit, you know, they're slightly damp. This is like full on heat dry, just like you would get from a standard size dryer. It's very, very nice.
Yeah. And this is where you work?
For now, yeah. This is my makeshift office space, gaming station, everything kind of all built in one right now.
Yeah.
But we'll see another unit here in just a second, which I've also rented that I'm going to be converting into a proper office space.
So this is a 2-bedroom unit.
Yeah.
And next door you have another 1-bedroom.
Correct. Yeah.
So essentially it's like you've got a 3-bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I can manage to buy these at some point, I'd probably knock the wall down and make it a big 3-3. But yeah, that's exactly right. So this unit's 2-2, and then the one beside it is another 1.
Right.
So this is the master bedroom.
Wow. Look at that for a view. Absolutely gorgeous. Does it get hot in this room?
You know, this is probably the hottest time of day because, as you can see, the sun is coming straight in.
Yeah.
But luckily, these curtains do a pretty good job of blocking it out during the day, so I don't really have to run the AC all the time.
And these are slightly tinted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do a very good job, but the nice thing about the way this unit faces is you only get direct sunlight into the unit probably between like 3 o'clock in the afternoon until about 5:30. So maybe 2.5 hour period where you're dealing with that intense direct sunlight. But after that, the sun sets behind the island. It's beautiful the whole morning until 1 or 2 o'clock. It's not too hot. You can sit out on the balcony. It's amazing.
How did you find this place?
Real estate agent here. Yeah, actually the real estate company is owned by an American guy. And I found him, I don't remember if it was through social media or if it was just a Google search. But I contacted him actually probably about 6 months ago and kind of just let him know like, hey, we're thinking about maybe moving to Pattaya, and finally made the time to come down here, met with him. He has an awesome team. Dream is the agent that helped me find this place. She's amazing. She's taken care of all the landlord requests in terms of getting things fixed here and there. She's helped me set up all the bill pay stuff. Amazing, phenomenal. So it was a really
pretty simple.
Yeah, very seamless experience actually.
Lots of wardrobe space.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And you got some over here too.
So all these have built-in lighting, and then built-in drawers here.
Very organized.
Yeah.
Can't get over this view. Look at that.
One of the most beautiful things is waking up here and then just opening the curtains and seeing that. It sets the tone for the entire day.
Oh yeah, you're gonna start out in a good mood every day, surely. This is the ensuite bathroom.
Yeah, it's not too big. The shower is fairly large.
Yeah, it is pretty big.
But it's nice enough.
Nice.
All right, so that's where I live. And we'll walk over, take a look at what's gonna eventually be the office space. Right now it's kind of a mixed storage guest room.
So these 2 rooms are right next to each other?
Yeah.
And you're renting both of them?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Pretty spacious.
It's actually a very big 1-bedroom. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, just look at that. Insane. Gorgeous. You got dining table.
I think this one is about about 60 square meters. So in total, I have about 185, give or take.
Across the 2 units.
Across the 2 units, yeah.
Yeah.
Not incredibly fancy. It's styled much more of like a bachelor apartment or a vacation apartment, vacation rental. There's no washer dryer in here. We do have a small fridge and freezer built in here, which is pretty nice. I really like the aesthetic. Yeah.
That's quite big. You wouldn't even know that's a fridge.
Yeah. They did a very good job styling it here. Microwave, stove top.
So this will be your office?
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
right. I'm going to set this up with a proper desk, not a kitchen table,
Yeah.
and get a real office chair so that I don't end up with terrible posture. Worse than it already is.
Nice. So this is actually sunset view.
Yeah, exactly.
The sunset's, yeah,
You
right
can see
there.
it, you can
coming
see it coming down.
Gorgeous.
I don't want any comments or questions about why there's so many chairs in here because I don't know either.
1, 2, 3, and then a big bed.
I have no idea. I'm not responding to anything like that.
That was already here.
Yeah, that was already here.
Fully furnished.
Fully furnished.
Yeah.
There's a very small wardrobe over here. Just enough to have some clothes. And then actually, it's kind of ridiculous, but this bathroom is massive.
It is. And you've got a bathtub.
Yeah.
It's a very big bath. Look at this, even the shower's huge. Wow.
This is actually a brand new bathtub because when I moved in, the old bathtub was cracked. And I was mentioning Dream earlier. She handled the landlord perfectly. I had a new tub, bought, installed in under 2 weeks.
Wow.
So
seamless.
I know a lot of people have a lot of complaints about landlords in Thailand and bad experiences, but I have to say, every experience I've had so far has been amazing.
What are your favorite things about Pattaya compared to Bangkok? I'm curious to know.
Overall, it's just a less chaotic lifestyle. I think Pattaya certainly has its chaos areas, right? Walking streets, Loey 6, Bukau. But unless you're specifically in those areas, it's actually very quiet. As you can kind of tell when we were on the balcony in the other unit. It's also much cheaper than Bangkok. Even though I'm paying comparable prices for both of these units, I'm getting essentially 50% more space, right? I also have dedicated office space. The last place I was in, I just had a desk and an office chair. The Western food here is also surprisingly much better. Some of the best pizza that I've ever had actually comes from an Italian restaurant right there on Soy 5. Yeah.
Wow.
Called Italy. Phenomenal.
So why do you think the food is better in Pattaya?
I think it's probably because there are so many foreigners living here that the bad Western food gets weeded out very quickly and they don't survive very long. I think in Bangkok you have such a mix of people from all over the world that even a bad Western place can survive on foreign tourists that don't know good Western food, right?
Yeah.
And here you just don't have that luxury because it's mostly foreigners living in this building, living in this general area. So I think only the best survive. Funny enough, the Thai food that I have found around here is not that great. That is one of the things that I miss from Bangkok. There are several Thai restaurants that had really, really good food, but I haven't been able to find it here yet.
So how has Thailand changed your life so far? Deep question.
I think the easier question to answer is how has it not changed life? Like going from working 60 hours a week to 60 hours a month, at the same time actually earning more money while simultaneously relocating to somewhere that is exponentially more affordable than where I was at. I mean, everything has changed. You can still spend a lot of money in Thailand for sure.
Oh yeah,
But,
possible.
But not having that constant pressure and constant level of stress.
You feel like it's a bit of a rat race in America.
100%. Not only that, the stress affects your health. Like I dealt with acid reflux. I diagnosed with acid reflux disease. Right. I moved here, stress levels go down. I haven't had any issues with it.
Well, you know what they say, low stress is one of the biggest indicators to a long, happy, healthy life.
Yeah. I think there are a lot of things in Thailand that can shorten that quite a bit if you're not careful with it. But if you have self-discipline, can exercise, self-restraint, at least sometimes, I don't think there's any better place than being here.
Yeah, I think Thailand makes or breaks a lot of people. Do you know what I mean? Like people either come here and get lost in the sauce and drink every day and maybe go to these bars and go-go bars and clubs and get lost in that. But there's other people that realize that, being in another country in Thailand, no one's holding you accountable.
Yeah.
You got your own self to look after. That can give you that, kick up the bum to be like, okay, I'm actually going to take control of my life.
Exactly. And I think what you just described perfectly explains why some people come here and absolutely prosper, and then other people die out, sometimes literally, but mostly figuratively, before they've really even experienced Thailand. Because when you're in your home country, regardless of whether it's America or Europe, you have, whether you realize it or not, these sort of societal constraints that are built into your behavior. There are certain cultural expectations that you're just following naturally because that's all you know. But when you go to a foreign country, especially somewhere like Thailand, those restraints are really removed. No one is watching over you or sort of policing your behavior, right? You really have the freedom to do almost anything you want to here. That because no one, close friends, family, or society more at large is really sort of policing your behavior, the people who don't have self-discipline or can't exercise that self-control, like you said, really get lost in the sauce, and then it's downhill quick because Thailand will absolutely eat you up and spit you out and will not care.
Yeah, it's either one or the other. There's no one in between.
Yeah.
You're either going home, you're broke, you're lost, you're sad, or you're staying here and you're prospering.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think really it gives you the opportunity to be honest with yourself. I mean, this lifestyle, you've made it work for much longer than I have, but this lifestyle is not for everybody, right? There are a lot of people that really require structured routine, almost the monotonous day to day to keep them straight, to keep them in line. And I don't mean that from necessarily like a policing perspective, but just to give them that structure in life so that they don't lose their way. And they can't survive in an environment like this that gives you so much open freedom to literally do whatever you want, whenever you want. And I think the people who have the discipline to sit down and go, okay, hey, I actually have to do some work today, even though the beach is right there. And walking street is 10 minutes that way, and there's a bar, right downstairs, and they've got the 39 baht happy hour, right? I could probably go drink, 4 or 5 beers and then come back and do some work. Like 4 or 5 beers turns into 8 or 10 beers, and then the work never gets done. And then the next day they think, oh, well, I'll just go have one more. And it turns into this sort of self-perpetuating cycle.
Yeah, it's the holiday mode.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, including myself, when I first came here, I was in holiday mode for a good couple months at least. And people don't get out of that. Some people anyway. But if you can switch out of that holiday mode and realize that, you treat Thailand like a home and not a vacation, that's when things can start to get better.
I think the biggest single misconception, and I really blame social media at large for this, about being a digital nomad, is that life is some sort of magical vacation every single day, all the time. And it's not. You're really just transplanting your life from wherever your home country is to a new environment. You're still going to have to deal with producing some sort of income, right? So working in some capacity. You're still going to deal with, social life or loneliness, right? If you feel isolated. All of the things that you had to deal with back home, you're going to have to deal with in your new environment too. And you're typically not going to have the same support network that you have back home, friends, family, et cetera. And so it really requires a lot of mental fortitude to make this type of transition over from living in your home country, working in your home country, to becoming a digital nomad and really being free to move around. Because sure, there are a lot of really nice days, but every day is not a vacation. Sometimes I have to go to the home improvement store and buy a new bidet because the seal is leaking, or I have to do grocery shopping, right? Like a lot of those mundane tasks.
Those adult things.
Exactly, yeah. You still have to do all of that regardless of your environment. But
yeah, well said.
If I'm going to have to do all of those things anyway, like, why not do them someplace like here? Thailand has been amazing.
On the topic of that, what is your cost of living in Thailand compared to America?
I probably spend as much money here as I did in America. But that's not because I have to, that's by choice.
Yeah.
And that's a very big distinction, because if you want to, really arbitrage your income to lifestyle, you can do that here. As I mentioned earlier, you can also spend as much money as you want to going to any of the bars, and spending $500 or $1,000 in a couple of hours is 100% possible. Not speaking from experience or anything like that, but it's definitely possible. I think my total spend is probably comparable to what I was doing in America. I think the biggest difference is not glued to a computer for 60 hours a week. And if I wake up one day and I don't want to start working until 2 o'clock because I want to hang out on the balcony and drink my coffee and scroll your videos on YouTube or your Instagram page, I could do that, you know?
So it's that time, flexibility, location, and also financial freedom.
100%. And I would also say that the quality, even though I'm spending comparable amounts each month, quality of life in general is much, much higher.
So how much are you spending on rent, food, activities, travel, things like this?
Too much. For this unit, I believe was 65, and the other unit was 25, is what I negotiated to.
So 65,000 baht for this 2-bedroom unit.
Yeah, and then the other one is 25, so 90,000 total for the two.
So 90,000 for essentially what is 3 bedrooms, 2 balconies.
Right. Utilities here are pretty reasonable. We had guests for the last month staying with us almost the entire month. So the electricity bill was about 8,000 baht, which is a little high.
Quite steep for Thailand.
But I think on a regular month, it'll probably be much closer to 4,000, 4 to 5,000. So again, it's fairly steep for Thailand standards, but it's much cheaper than I was paying for utilities in the US. You know, I have 2 internet subscriptions, one for this apartment, one for the other one. The routers don't reach, so it's an extra cost. But overall, the cost of living in these 2 units is collectively cheaper than living in the 1 unit in Bangkok. And to be completely honest, like, I didn't need the other unit, right? It was more of a want. And so, you know, I can have a fully separate office space. I can have a fully separate, you know, suite for the nanny when she comes back in August. I think food-wise, Pattaya is much cheaper than Bangkok. Noticeably cheaper, probably 30 to 50% in some cases.
And on taxis too.
And the transportation is a very, very noticeable difference. For example, Grab bike in Bangkok, usually between 60 baht on the low end to upwards of, say, 110 baht if it's really busy, lots of drivers, you know. Here I can get, that's maybe with the saver option, right? Here I can use the regular motorbike and get between 25 and 35 baht.
Yeah, so
it's pretty much
half the price.
Yeah. There is no BTS or MRT here, so that is a little unfortunate.
That is a big downside of Pattaya, I think, the lack of transport systems.
Yeah, and so if it's raining and you don't want to get on the bike in the rain, like the only option is to sit in traffic, which is not ideal. Yeah. But I mean, even the Western food here, a pizza at the Italian restaurant that I was mentioning earlier is like 300 baht for a 14-inch pizza. Overall, it's, again, just quality for the price. It's much, much higher here.
How old is this building?
I was told that it's like 7 or 8 years old.
Okay, so not the oldest.
Yeah, don't fact check me. That's what I remember from the conversation. I think she maybe was guessing.
And can you hear your neighbors?
No.
No. Yeah.
No. We do have neighbors on this side right here, but I've never heard them. And then I don't have any neighbors on the other side. So that's one of the perks, I guess, of renting both units. I would love to be able to get both of these and knock down the wall and make it
turn it into a huge bachelor pad.
Again, I think how much you spend here, my monthly spend is very atypical. I'm not going to be anywhere close to representative of what most people spend here. And I think that you could get by very comfortably for between 2,500 and 3,000 US dollars. So up to maybe 100,000 baht a month.
I completely agree with that.
And be very, very comfortable and still have budget to, go out, and you're not going to be drinking every day, but it's still entertainment budget built into that.
Yeah, when I think about amounts like that, what's comfortable living in Thailand, I think 2,500 to 3,000 USD. But then you can't really invest or save too much on that. So then I would say 6 to 8,000, you living comfortably and you can invest a good chunk of that.
Yeah. 100%.
And then anything above that in Thailand is like,
Exactly.
it's very comfortable.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I think that also really heavily depends on whether you're in central Bangkok or along Sukhumvit, or if you're in one of the smaller, like lower tier cities.
Like Chiang Mai.
Yeah, or out in the countryside.
Isan.
Isan is like ridiculously cheap, even compared to Pattaya. I shouldn't say cheap. I don't like using cheap. More affordable.
Yeah.
Than even Pattaya. So comparing it to Bangkok is kind of a joke. But you obviously trade some of those conveniences. Bangkok is probably one of the most convenient cities that I've lived anywhere in the world.
Yeah, hands down.
But at the same time, compared to other parts of Thailand, you don't necessarily get that true Thailand experience unless you actively seek it out. It's very easy to put yourself in kind of an expat world or expat bubble and not really experience what I consider to be true Thailand. You can even do that here in Pattaya as well, I think. But overall, this has been a really big upgrade, in my opinion, from living in Bangkok for a number of reasons. And I honestly, I don't know if I'll go anywhere else.
If you could give someone advice watching this, what would you say? If they're thinking about making the move, maybe to Thailand, maybe to Asia.
So this is sort of the thesis for digital lifestyle. You're really, at any given time, only about 3 to 5 decisions away from the life you want to live. I'm not saying any of those decisions are easy. They require a lot of self-reflection, a lot of self-talk, and quite a bit of planning. But anytime you're only maybe 3 to 5 real decisions away from creating that lifestyle, the lifestyle that you see on Sam's channel and other influencers' channels. Like, you guys can do it too. You have to take action though. If you're just sitting around daydreaming, watching videos, doing research for more than a week, like, it's really, forgive my language, it's really just kind of like mental masturbation at that point, right? You're not really planning. You're sort of fantasizing about the idea.
And just prolonging.
Yeah. I mean, to give you an example, I came to visit Thailand one time prior to moving here, only one time for 2 weeks. Literally after flying back to America, before I ever went to sleep, I walked upstairs, sat on my computer, and bought a one-way ticket bag.
Yeah.
And it was non-refundable because it was business class with rewards points. Like, there's no way I'm getting any of that back. It was really a self-imposed deadline on getting my life together to make this happen.
How long was that gap?
I got back at the end of September and I left in January.
So, okay, it's pretty quick.
Yeah, and I had to sell cars, I had to sell a house. I had to figure out what to do with, a 300 square meter house full of stuff.
Yeah. Right?
Either sell it, give it away, or put it in storage. So if I can handle all of that in 3.5 months, so let's call it, 100 days, 110 days, people with a less complicated situation can absolutely make it happen. It's just whether you're willing to be okay being uncomfortable making those decisions. The way I look at it is there's no such thing as a good or a bad decision. They're only decisions and consequences or results of that decision, right? So if you make a decision and it's a bad decision, one that you don't like the consequences or results of, you simply make another decision that changes your situation or changes your circumstance, right? There are only a couple of decisions you can make that have no alternatives. I don't suggest taking any of those, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, if you don't like your situation or circumstances, the only person who's going to change it for you is you. Circling back to that, I think one thing that stops people, or maybe the single biggest thing that stops people, is fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of making that wrong decision. If you're really serious about it, we're building the resources to make it as painless as possible to go from step 1 to step completion. And I really think that the people who want this to happen and want to take action will find a lot of value in that. The people who want to continue scrolling social media to just watch fun videos that are vacation mode all the time, they're not going to find much use out of it anyway.
I like to say your comfort zone is safe, but nothing grows there.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have very easily done what a lot of my friends and peers done. They're now partners at major law firms, some making in the 7 figures a year. And I'm sure that they were happy with their life, maybe, I hope. But what I realized is I don't need to chase that prestige, or I don't need to chase 7 figures a year from law work. What I do is plenty comfortable.
Yeah, so you're creating your own happiness.
100%. Yeah, we are the architects of our own lives, and if you don't take that responsibility, you're always going to feel like a product of bad circumstances or bad situations.
Yeah.
So
I love your mindset. Yeah. I agree with everything you just said.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It means I'm not just talking out of my ass.
No, definitely not. Awesome. Well, thanks for the condo tour today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. Really appreciate
the advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you want to see more videos just like this one, you can click one of these condo tours on screen. Big shout out to Chris for the condo tour today. Maybe we'll do it again next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or a year after.
Maybe you can see the renovations once I knock the walls down.
That'd be interesting, about the process of buying a condo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hit that subscribe button and see you guys in the next one.